Alright, y'all, it's one of those rare days where I actually am home 2 days in a row, actually. Yesterday I had to stay home because the front bearing in my truck went out again, and I had to replace that. Second time in a year, so not good. Anyway, after that I started doing some work on my boat, and I kind of got some of those videos already started. I'm gonna put that into play. Let these loud annoying suckers out. Alright. I need to fix this coop. I gotta put that higher up on my priority list. Little wounded girl, but she's alright. Damn, whoa. Something came digging, because I put this right there last night. And something that's freshly dug. So I think I got some rats coming in here to drink and eat. I better get on that before something bigger starts coming in there. The figs are a long way off. The figs are still a long way off. We had 2 flushes of figs this year, and I gotta get in there and do some work. That vine keeps growing up in there. I gotta get that out of there. It's choking off and the sun's killing it. Drought's giving it hell. But the reason we had 2 flushes is because we had some come out before that horrible March freeze, and then after the freeze, most of those died, but some of them stayed. The chickens have pretty much eaten all of those so far, but there's another batch that came out after, and that's these right here, and they still there, but I don't know what's going to happen. I've never seen them come out and wait this long to get ready, so we'll see what happens. I also have, I think the freeze did something wonderful for the pecan trees, because I've noticed this year we haven't seen any bagworms yet, or tent worms, or whatever you want to call them. And usually by now my trees are looking like total junk, and the pecans look horrible because of whatever happened. Well, I think that late freeze had something to do, because this pecan tree really took a hit. But it looks pretty good right now. It's a young one, but I'm gonna come show y'all something on another pecan tree. If I could get to, I'm not walking through that tall grass to get to that one. I'm already probably gonna end up with a huge case of chiggers on my ankles because of this. Walking through this at this time of day. But if you look, if I can get it, we're getting some normal sized pecans here. That's unusual. Haven't seen that. There's not many of them up there, but I see some that's normal. There might be more. I have to get the binoculars. Let's see on this other tree right here. If that's the same case, it might be that late freeze helped these trees out. I don't see any pecans on here, but I know the ones that I have seen so far are nice. I don't see any up there. Let's see. Check this other tree. I mean, maybe the ones that survived are good because there's no tent worms this year so far. I see where something has eaten in them. You know, the drought has been horrible, but that's my youngest pecan tree back there. Right there. But it's grown a lot. And I got another 2 of them over there. So yeah, I got 7 pecan trees all together. So anyway, and the hickory trees are doing okay. The one I planted in the ground, I think it bit the dust because of the drought. Ain't nothing you can do about that. I mean, I planted it on a year and tried watering it as much as can be. We still watering every day. My wife's getting ready to leave to go to Florida to be with our daughter for a week. And first thing she did this morning before we started getting ready for that is to go get her a rental car. Was start turning the sprinklers on. I put a sprinkler on, but she was doing drip hoses, the soaker hose. So, oh gosh. That's another thing. I got to work on her car. That's why she's borrowing her parents' car right now to get around. Then she's going to get a rental. But to take to Florida. But I got to work on her car too. She's got something called an oil trap that went out, and I looked how to replace it. It looks pretty easy, straightforward. So I got that ordered. Hopefully it'll come in soon. Oh. She connected to the soaker hoses, it looks like, rather than to the sprinkler. So, I mean, we're just trying to get our trees some water. This is so bad. So bad. The crepe myrtles are kind of hanging in there. But yeah, trying to get some water into them trees. And I had the sprinkler on my citrus yesterday, but I don't have to water them very often, but they were looking terrible yesterday. So I put the new sprinkler I had on. I think it must have maybe it went all night, I don't know. But these leaves look much happier now. These new ones got those leaf miners in it, but that's all right. They'll be fine. They'll come back. Got very few oranges on there. I see this one. I thought I had 7 of them on there, but I guess the heat made. Oh wait, 1. Okay, here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Okay, still have 7 on there. The tree's looking pretty healthy. And we don't have much for citrus this year, except for the kumquat tree really put on, because it puts on later. But these got whacked by the freeze. I still have patches of satsumas. Okay, you can see one right there. And I mean, look at the kumquats. They're everywhere. I mean, I just got them everywhere. See there? They're all over. So kumquats are going to be very abundant this year. I still have satsumas on this tree, but you have big gaps. There's one. But certain parts of the tree has them. I see one right there, one right there. So I'm gonna have it up at the top. I can see some. So it looks like I'm gonna get some. Here's some right here. Oh, there's one of the young. That's some. But yeah, that branch it broke before. There's a little one. Little one. See how the different stages they're in too. And this tree I don't think has one satsuma on it. I don't think it has a one. I gotta get in there and get that fern out of there. I hate how that grows, boy. That'll take over everything. That ferning vine. And my little ones don't have any. This one had a bunch of them last year, and I don't think not one this year. Not one. So, well, that's pretty much what's been happening. The lemon tree's struggling too. It needs some help. I'm gonna have to come and cut some of these old dead. The fact that it's still alive is amazing to me, but it really needs. It needs a year where not extreme hurtful temperatures, whether cold or the cold is what killed this last year, that cold front. And now it's struggling in the heat. And oh, I see rootstock stuff right here. That's that trifoliate. So that's coming off the rootstock. So I need to get rid of that anyway. Don't want that growing. Anyway, so that's a quick look around. Yeah, that freeze is still showing its apparent effects, even with all this extreme heat. Look at that, that's a cluster of satsumas right there. Even with this extreme heat and drought, that freeze is still showing its effects by what's coming on later in the year and what fruit set. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.